We've become a nation that's mostly city dwellers. With technology, there is a risk that we're becoming disconnected. I can remember as a kid sitting at the amphitheater in Algonquin Park, and the naturalist saying, by the time you kids grow up, there won't be any fish left in the lakes of Algonquin Park. And that was devastating to me, right? I initially got interested in conservation because I have a passion for plants and wildlife, but you come to the realization that it's critically important for people and that we need to be fostering the next generation. I get very concerned that kids can identify lots of corporate logos, but they can't identify the trees or the birds that live in their local area. Technology is this double-edged sword. We are concerned that we are spending more time just with technology and not outside. But you can use that same technology to disconnect from nature, or you can use that very same technology to connect with nature. Some of the biggest changes in conservation in the last 20 years have been big conservation databases. I can find a species out in the field, I can take a picture, figure out what it is, and then I can learn about where that species occurs elsewhere. Use drones to get more information about the vegetation communities on a property. We have trail cams that can collect information on the wildlife, higher quality satellite imagery, where you can actually identify individual trees. Anybody can participate in conservation through some of these apps that are out there and make amazing discoveries, and it can be put into the official records. In the past, we've lost species and habitats partly out of ignorance. People didn't know it was the last place or the last one. We know that now. And that gives us, I think, a lot of power, but also a lot of responsibility, because if we're letting these places and these species disappear now, when we know that they're the last places, I don't know how future generations are going to look on that. The one thing that big conservation data has really shown me is that often things that people think are common and widespread in their local area are, from a global perspective, quite rare and unique. What color is his back? What color?
Red.
Yeah, he's called a red-backed salamander.
He's moving.
He's moving. There's evidence for hope. There are fish in the lakes of Algonquin Park today, and there are examples of species and habitats that are in better shape today than they were then because of the choices that we made. Technology is wonderful, but it can't replace places that were protected not by chance, but because there were people that cared and were committed to protecting those places. Conservation is ultimately about hope.